Welcome back. Now, you're going to want to pay attention to this because today we have some great advice for parents here with some alternative to traditional punishments and timeouts. Please welcome to the show Dr. Becky Kennedy. So I thought the timeout was the traditional alternative to punishments.
I think you're right in
Yes,
that.
okay.
And I think what I'm saying is we can even do better, right?
Do better than a timeout.
Not in every single moment.
Okay.
None of us can do that.
Right.
But there are these behaviors that we typically approach with punishment or timeout, right? Acting out physically, maybe with hitting or spitting or kicking or verbally, I hate you,
Right.
or things that we would call a rude tone.
Yeah.
And in those moments, the real issue is that kids actually don't have the skill they need to manage whatever feeling was going on.
Okay.
And the thing with a timeout is, I don't know, in a timeout, we would never say, go learn how to swim and come back. They can't learn that skill.
Right.
And they're not really learning how to regulate their emotions, which is how behavior really changes in a timeout.
So what are some typical punishments that parents use?
I think 3 things that come up most often are a timeout, go to your room, kind of calm down, come back when you can do better. Another one is where we just take away something we think is valuable to a kid. No dessert, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
Or we use screen time. And we
Screen
say something
time.
like, no iPad for a week. And I always say to parents, we don't actually want to even keep that because we like when our kid is on their iPad so we can do things. So nobody even wins.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a lose-lose. But parents think it works, right? They do think it works. Well, why doesn't it?
So I think we have to unpack the idea of working. I do. And for me, what it means for something to work is, am I actually giving my kids the skills they need to be an effective adult and to change their behavior? I think sometimes we see a kid get upset, and if we have a people-pleasing kid, I'm guessing you guys had at least one of those. I know
Sure.
I did.
Wait, which one of our kids is a people pleaser?
That doesn't matter.
So they look upset because they think they've disappointed us, but that eventually wears off, and they still don't have the skills they need to make actual change.
I see. So what are there also like long-term issues for punishments and timeouts? Like besides that?
Yeah,
Like
and
self-esteem issues?
there
or?
can be, and I don't like to fear monger, so
No.
matter how old your kids are, you can make some shifts. It is never too late.
Right.
And if every time when our kids are young, when they act out or when they hit or when they say, I hate you, they're just sent to their room, well, we might be missing out on many, many years of actually forming a relationship with them. And you guys know this better than anyone. When our kids are teens, the only currency you have for influence is really the quality of your relationship and connection with them.
That
All right,
is true.
alternatives to punishments and timeouts.
Great. So in the moment, let's say my kid just threw a football across my living room, and typically we say, last warning, if you do that again, no timeout, or no dessert for a week, right? Instead, step 1, actually embody your authority, which means, hey, it's looking like you're having a hard time seeing that ball and not throwing that ball. I'm taking the ball. Not because my kid is a bad kid, just because I'm not gonna let them do the bad behavior again. And then connect to the good kid underneath. Hey, you're having a hard time. We can go outside later and you can throw the ball there.
Great. That's great advice.
Yes.
I mean, it seems so
So
simple.
get to find out what the problem is.
Yes.
Well, we really appreciate you being here. I wish we had more time for this segment. Go to our website, livewithkellyandmark.com, to learn more about Dr. Becky Kennedy's Good Inside Workshop, which takes place tomorrow. Oh, you're going to want to pay attention to that. Yeah. Okay, we'll be right back. Dr. Becky Kennedy, everybody.